Have you ever wondered if the monsters in anime were more than imagination? From fox spirits and vengeful ghosts to demons born from pride, Japan's legends run far deeper than fiction. I'm Sam, and tonight we're tracing those memories back to where they began, uncovering the real myths behind Japan's most iconic creatures. And by the end, you'll never see your favorite anime spirits the same way again. Number 10. Yuki Onna, the Snow Woman. A figure both haunting and beautiful. She drifts through blizzards, wearing a white kimono, her skin pale as moonlight, and her eyes colder than the storm around her. Travelers say she appears when snow falls the heaviest, gliding across frozen paths without leaving a single footprint. One breath from her lips can freeze a man solid. In Japanese folklore, Yuki Onna embodies winter's deadly calm, graceful, silent, and merciless. Some tales describe her as a spirit of vengeance, punishing those who disrespect the mountain's purity. Others say she's the ghost of a woman lost to the cold, forever wandering to share her fate with the living. Her beauty lures wanderers closer. Her gentleness disarms them, and before they realize their mistake, their hearts stop in the frost. But not every story paints her as a monster. In some versions, she falls in love with a human and tries to live among people, hiding her nature until the day snow reveals who she truly is. Her tragedy lies not in her cruelty, but in her longing to be human again, to feel warmth she can never have. Yuki Onna has appeared across Japanese art and modern culture, but anime gave her new life. From Nura, Rise of the Yokai Clan, to Gegege no Kitaro, she often appears as a mysterious, beautiful guardian of the cold, sometimes deadly, sometimes kind, but always unforgettable. Number 9. The Oni. In Japan's oldest myths, they are the embodiment of fury, massive horned demons with skin the color of blood or ash. Each swing of their iron club, or kanabo, could shatter stone. They are the punishment that follows sin, the shadow that waits at the edge of every tale of greed and cruelty. Ancient texts describe them as the jailers of hell, servants of Enma, the god of the underworld. When a human's wickedness grew too great, their soul would transform into an Oni, condemned to roam forever in torment. Yet, despite their monstrous form, the Oni aren't always evil. Some guard sacred places, keeping darker forces at bay. Like the Tengu, they represent both balance and vengeance, a reflection of the chaos in human nature. In Japan's seasonal festival Setsubun, people still drive out the Oni by throwing roasted soybeans while shouting, "Oni wa soto, fuku wa uchi." Demons out, fortune in. It's a ritual older than most temples, meant to cleanse bad luck from homes before spring arrives. Oni have become iconic figures in anime. From the fiery wrath of Akaza in Demon Slayer to the dark comedy of Huzuki no Reitetsu, their influence runs deep, symbols of power, punishment, and the thin line between man and monster. But not every monster's strength comes from rage. Some hide their horror behind beauty, revealing their true form only when the moonlight stretches long. Number 8. The Rokurokubi. By day, they appear as ordinary women, quiet, graceful, blending effortlessly into village life. But when night falls, something uncanny happens. Their necks begin to stretch, slowly, impossibly, until their heads drift through the dark like lanterns searching for something they've lost. The Rokurokubi's curse is said to be born from hidden guilt. Some legends claim they were once unfaithful wives or deceitful spirits, their punishment to wander sleepless nights, their minds forever tethered to bodies they can't escape. Others tell of kind-hearted women who never knew of their condition, waking exhausted each morning, unaware that their spirits roamed the world while they slept. Witnesses described them as both beautiful and horrifying. A floating face glowing in the dark, whispering to travelers before vanishing with a crack of their returning neck. In Japanese folklore, they're tragic figures, cursed more by loneliness than malice, representing the torment of living two lives, one human, one monstrous. The Rokurokubi has appeared in several anime adaptations, often caught between horror and sympathy. In Gegege no Kitaro, she's portrayed as a misunderstood yokai longing for peace, while in Hellgirl, her eerie, drifting presence mirrors the ghostly aesthetics of classic Japanese horror. If you could live as any yokai for a day, which would you choose, and why? Tell me in the comments before we meet the next spirit, a creature whose illusions are powerful enough to fool even the gods. Number 7. The Kitsune. Few spirits in Japanese legend are as captivating, or as dangerous, as the fox. To see one is to glimpse a creature that straddles illusion and reality. Kitsune are shapeshifters, able to take human form, often appearing as beautiful women or wandering monks. Some bring blessings and wisdom. Others bring ruin disguised as love. Ancient tales say their power grows with age and knowledge. A one-tailed fox may be playful and mischievous, but a nine-tailed kitsune possesses near divine abilities, commanding fire, lightning, and dreams. They serve Inari, the Shinto god of rice and prosperity, acting as both messengers and protectors. Yet, even divine foxes can be mischievous. They delight in testing the honesty of humans, weaving illusions so real that reality itself seems to bend. Across centuries, the kitsune became symbols of intelligence, beauty, and danger all at once. Their stories often end with heartbreak, a lover discovering too late that the woman he cherished was never human. But despite the sorrow, the kitsune endures as one of Japan's most beloved legends, a reminder that magic and deceit often share the same face. In anime, kitsune are everywhere. From Naruto's nine-tailed beast, Kurama, whose rage and wisdom shape an entire generation, to Holo, the wise wolf-fox goddess in Spice and Wolf. Their spirit continues to inspire stories of transformation, loyalty, and temptation. But while the kitsune's illusions can deceive the living, the next spirit comes from beyond life itself. Born from sorrow, bound by vengeance, and unwilling to rest. Number 6. The Yurei. These are Japan's vengeful dead, the restless spirits of those who died with grief, rage, or regret, so powerful that even death could not silence them. Dressed in pure white burial robes, their hair hangs long and dark, their hands limp and pale. They drift through silence, drawn not by purpose, but by emotion that refuses to fade. Unlike Western ghosts, Yurei are bound to this world by unfinished business. Some seek justice, others search for lost love, but most are fueled by anger, haunting the living who wronged them or standing forever at the place where they died. They're often guided or trapped by a fuda, a paper charm that seals their spirit until it's torn or forgotten. The most famous Yurei is Oiwa, from the Edo period story Yotsuya Kaidan. Betrayed and poisoned by her husband, her spirit returns with a warped face and hollow eyes, tormenting him until his death. Her tale became so legendary that even actors performing it on stage would pray before each show, fearing her curse might be real. Yurei are the blueprint for countless anime and films. From the haunting Sadako in Ringu to the spirit girl Menma in Anohana, their presence shapes how Japan portrays sorrow, loss, and the thin veil between life and death. But if Yurei haunt through emotion, the next phantom frightens by emptiness. A face with no features at all, and a silence more terrifying than any scream. Number 5. The Nopera Bow. To encounter one is to face the most unnerving kind of terror, the kind that wears familiarity as a mask. They appear first as ordinary people, a neighbor, a friend, a stranger on a quiet road. But when you look closer, their face is gone. No eyes, no mouth, no features at all, just smooth, pale skin stretching across where a human expression should be. The earliest stories describe lone travelers walking home at dusk, stopping when a kind-faced man or woman greeted them. Moments later, that friendly face would vanish, replaced by the blank void of the Nopera Bow. In Edo period Japan, people believed such encounters were warnings, reminders that not every spirit harms through violence. Some haunt simply by erasing what makes us human. Unlike most yokai, the Nopera Bow doesn't attack. Its weapon is fear itself. The shock of that faceless stare was said to drive victims into madness or despair. Some legends suggest they're spirits of those who lost their identity in life. Souls so detached from emotion that even their faces disappeared. Others say they're shape-shifting foxes or tanuki playing cruel tricks, revealing the horror only when their victims feel safe. Their influence lingers in modern storytelling. In Spirited Away, no face embodies their eerie stillness and hidden hunger for attention, while in Uzumaki by Junji Ito, the smooth, featureless terror reappears in new and disturbing forms. Each reimagining keeps the same unease, the fear of looking at someone and seeing nothing in return. But if the Nopera bow steals faces, the next spirit takes something far more personal. Your very soul, drawn in by a creature that purrs, smiles, and speaks with deadly charm. Number 4, the Bakeneko. At first glance, it's just a cat, graceful, silent, curling up by the hearth. But in Japanese folklore, cats that live long enough don't stay ordinary for long. Their tails split, their shadows move independently, and their eyes gleam with something unsettlingly human. That's when they become Bakeneko, supernatural cats that speak, dance, and even take on human form. Legends say the transformation begins when a cat grows too old or is treated with cruelty. Resentment festers, and soon it walks upright, wearing a kimono and mimicking its former owner's voice. Some Bakeneko return to protect their households. Others take revenge, cursing the families that wronged them. Their powers are vast. They can raise the dead, summon fireballs, and even control the bodies of humans like puppets. One of the most chilling tales tells of a merchant's wife whose beloved cat vanished one night. Soon after, her behavior changed. Her smile too wide, her manner too calm. Servants began whispering of flickering eyes in the dark and paw prints where no cat should be. When the husband finally confronted her, the creature hissed, and its tail split into two. The wife was gone. Only the Bakeneko remained. In anime, this shape-shifting feline continues to slink through stories both eerie and elegant. From the enigmatic cat spirit in Mononoke to the gentle Nyanko-sensei in Natsume's Book of Friends, the Bakeneko's dual nature, comfort and menace, makes it a symbol of mystery itself. But where the Bakeneko drinks the warmth of living souls, the next creature feeds on something darker, blood spilled on battlefields long after the fighting has ended. Number 3, the Jubako. At first, it looks like an ordinary tree, quiet, unmoving, one among many. But legend says that when a great battle ends and the ground drinks too much blood, something unnatural begins to grow. The roots twist, the bark thickens, and the spirit of war takes root within it. Thus is born the Jubako, the vampire tree. To approach one is to step into silence. Its branches reach down like arms, waiting for the wounded or the weary to rest beneath its shade. Then, without warning, sharp twigs pierce the flesh, draining blood straight into its veins. The Juboko feeds on suffering, its sap turning red and its wood pulsing faintly as though alive. Those who survive an encounter say the air around it feels heavy, like the breath of the dead still clings to its leaves. Ancient stories claim that entire forests can become haunted after wars, their trees whispering in human voices when the wind blows. The Jubako stands as a living reminder of that horror, a symbol of how nature remembers what humans try to forget. Even cutting one down was said to bring misfortune, for the roots could bleed for days after being struck. In anime, the Juboko's image appears in series like Nura, Rise of the Yokai Clan, where cursed trees feed on life energy, and in Gegege no Kitaro, where its twisted branches embody the spirits of fallen warriors. It's a monster that doesn't move quickly, but one that never stops feeding. And where the Jubako drinks the blood of the fallen, the next spirit gathers their bones, rising from the earth as a colossal warning that death itself can still walk. Number 2, the Gashadokuro. Imagine walking a lonely road at night when the wind goes still and the ground begins to tremble. Then, from the darkness, a sound, bones grinding, jaws clattering, and a shadow so large it blots out the moon. That is the Gashadokuro, the giant skeleton born from the bones of those who died unburied and forgotten. Each one is said to stand taller than any temple, its hollow eye sockets glowing with hatred for the living. Legends tell that when famine or war struck, the dead who went unburied would merge into one monstrous spirit bound together by vengeance. Their hunger never fades. They wander the night, searching for travelers to seize and crush, drinking the blood of those unlucky enough to hear their approach. In some regions, people believed a gashadokuro could be sensed before it appeared, the ringing in one's ears a warning that death was near. Those who ignored the sound rarely lived to tell the tale. Yet, despite its terror, the creature also carries tragedy. It is not born from malice, but neglect. A reminder of how easily human suffering can be forgotten when buried beneath history. In anime and games, the Gashadokuro remains one of Japan's most haunting icons. It looms in Nura, Rise of the Yokai clan, and its design inspires the titanic monsters of Bleach and Princess Mononoke. Even in Pokemon, the ghostly giant spirit Gengar's Gigantamax form echoes its skeletal grin, a modern echo of ancient dread. But if the Gashadokuro is vengeance made flesh, the next spirit is grief made gentle, a mother who never stopped loving even after death claimed her. Number 1, the Ubume. Among all of Japan's restless spirits, few are as heartbreaking as hers. The Ubume is said to be the ghost of a mother who died in childbirth, her soul unable to move on, bound by the love and worry she still carries for her child. On stormy nights, travelers near rivers or temples sometimes hear a woman's soft cries, or see her figure cloaked in white, cradling something in her arms. At first, she seems harmless, even gentle, asking passers-by to hold her baby for just a moment. But when they look down, the infant grows heavier and heavier, until it becomes a bundle of stones, or vanishes entirely. The Ubume herself then fades into mist, her sorrow echoing through the dark. In other versions, she lingers only to protect her child, leaving offerings of milk or food near homes before disappearing with the dawn. Old monks once said the Ubume's presence was not a curse, but a plea for prayers, for remembrance, for peace. She is the embodiment of a bond too strong for death to break, her spirit torn between motherhood and the afterlife. In every whisper of rain or soft lullaby sung to the night, her legend endures. In anime and manga, the Ubume has appeared as a symbol of maternal tragedy and devotion. From Mononoke's haunting Ubume arc, which explores guilt and rebirth, to countless series where her sorrow becomes the emotional heart of the supernatural. And so, from winged guardians to grieving spirits, these 10 beings remind us that Japan's mythology isn't just filled with monsters. It's filled with mirrors. Each creature reflects a part of what it means to be human. Our pride, our rage, our longing, and our love that refuses to die. If you enjoyed exploring the real myths that shaped the worlds of your favorite anime, don't forget to subscribe. There are countless more creatures and stories waiting just beneath the surface. From ancient spirits to forgotten gods, we've barely scratched the surface of what Japan's legends still hide. Thank you for watching. My name is Sam, and yeah, I'm really smart.